Hey, this is Jesse James with Stay Ready. Today I'm going to be cleaning my Smith & Wesson AR15 Volunteer Series DMR. I did a few upgrades to it. Started here at the back at the buttstock. I got the Fab Defense buttstock. This is the Core M. It has an extra 10-round magazine in the back. And you know, if you run out of the other mags, you hit that, you have a 10 rounds in reserve. I got the Fab Defense pistol grip. You hit the button and that'll actually fold up, just make it easier for traveling. I got the offset sights right here. And I also got the Holosun 407 red dot, just in case, you know, just as a backup. And then I got my logo from our company, Stay Ready, Eyes Open. I got the Fab Defense vertical grip. That's a 7-position grip. On the other side is a button. You hit the button, you know, there's 7 different positions you can put it in. This is the Fab Defense bipod. You hit the 2 buttons in the back there, and the 2 legs drop down, open up, and you can go prone if you need to. This is the Streamlight Tac Pro 2.0 light, and that's 2,000 lumens right there. So that'll bring light to any darkness. And my AT3 700-yard scope. It's a really good scope. I like it. It's good from AT3. So this is just another look from the other side, just a different view. But here's my switch for my Streamlight 2.0 Pro Tac. Then you see I got all the extra grips on there just for, you know, just for comfort and holding it. Then I got my name of my company right here, Stay Ready. And all this stuff is customizable. So if you guys are looking to get your names or anything extra engraved onto your firearms, let me know. I can get that ordered up for you. And right here, the Fab Defense grip. You hit the button and it actually folds up. Just makes it easier for, you know, traveling, packing up in your rifle case. And then this is the buttstock. You hit the button right there and it drops down that 10-round mag. And once again, that's Fab Defense. I do a lot of my upgrades with the Fab Defense stuff. It works for me. I love it. It's truly unique stuff. Okay, so to clean my Smith & Wesson AR15 Volunteer Series DMR, I'm going to be using my Real Avid kit. I got the Armor Masters kit, and then this is the tool kit that you use to clean everything. I clean everything from a 22 all the way up to a 12 gauge with this. And these are both by Real Avid. All right, let's crack it open, see what we got on the inside. So we'll start with the Armorer's AR15 kit. So it has a vise block, it has the hammer with 2 sets of attachments. So if you burn out one, you got another one. The pivot pin tool, the front sight adjuster. And this kit is mainly meant just for AR-15. Any brand, any make, whatever, this Armorer's kit will make it work. Safety chamber flag right there. And the pivot lock, I love that thing right there. I use it just about every time. The smart vice block, I'm going to be using that today. And I'll show you more on that in a few minutes. But yeah, this is the rest of the tools, pin punch, everything you would need to get your AR-15 up and running the way you want to. Even the lug vice block. I don't think I'll be using that today, but yeah, a lot of times I've used that just to put in, you know, my silencers and other things. And then on the suitcase here, so the lid actually becomes a tray. You can see it right there. And then here's all your different brushes. All your different brush sizes and everything. See, we got a 22 all the way up to a 12 gauge. Yeah, you got your different tools. You even got storage on there too. You got your pole for cleaning out the inside of your barrel. You got your pins, your brushes. Then this is one of my favorite things here. If we remove this lid, and now on the bottom here, this is actually a workbench. And so with the workbench, you know, we got, there's just another look at the tray right here. But on your workbench, you pull up those two vices right there, and you can actually put your AR-15 or your shotgun, whatever long gun you're working on, you can stick it right inside there. And then this right here is just a little stand where you can actually plug it into one of the holes on the corner of the suitcase or the toolkit. And then it's a light that goes in there. So yeah, anytime I work on my stuff, this is the kit that I use right here. All right, well, enough talking. Let's get down with the AR-15 Smith & Wesson Volunteer Series DMR. Let's get to cleaning that bad boy. All right, so before we get started with the actual cleaning, this is the rest of my group here that I use. My COP, the gunk blaster, the aerosol COP, and the bore foam. This is everything that I be using to clean and maintain all of my firearms. All right, so about to start cleaning the Smith & Wesson AR-15 Volunteer Series DMR. So I'm going to be using this vice block, in which if you don't have a vice, then that's when this kit will come in handy with the built-in block in the bottom of that case. But for here, I got my bench block, which is just a table with my little gun cleaning room here. Just toss this in and then lock it down. And really, you can lock it down as tight as you want to. This thing is pretty good and sturdy. So there you go. That's the vice block. It's locked in. All right, that's it. All right, now we'll get the AR-15 mounted and get going. All right, I got her mounted down, as you can see. And literally, this vice block just goes right inside of the mag holder, the mag well, and that's it. You're in there, and now you can work. All right, so I got it mounted now. So now I'm about to use my real Avid carbon boss here. And I love this little multi-function tool here because this has everything you need on it to really get your cleaning and everything going. So I like to do this. Pull out this, the pivot tool. The pivot tool just goes in like this. Can't really see it here. Hold on. So it goes in like that. Slide it down, slide the pin through. So now your AR-15 is just held in place by that, the little pivot tool. So now I like to do this. So off camera you can't see, but I have a little trash can set up here. And I'm gonna first start by pulling all of this out. I'm gonna pull the bolt out. So that comes out. Radiant Raptor. This is my favorite charging handle right here. These guys really make a good product. All right, so now I got all that out. Fighting with the camera here. So I'm gonna introduce the bore foam. And I love the bore foam. I like to put that in first because it kind of gets rid of all the big bulky stuff. It kind of just cleans that out. And this is the way I do that. Just stick it right inside. Let's do it this way here. Yeah, all right. So stick this inside here. Stick the tube in. Remove the cap first. Stick the tube in and just let it flow. There you go. And now it's gonna come out the other end, and like I said, that part that's just off camera, but there you go. So that's just gonna leak right into the trash. And that's it. So now, I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. we go. All right. And so now while that's cleaning, that's kind of cleaning itself. I think that's the best thing to do, is just to kind of let it go and just let it just clean itself. And you can see it's a little bit of a mess that's made, but that stuff cleans up pretty well, so I'm not too concerned with it. You don't have to worry about making too big of a mess. So now we'll start cleaning, taking apart the bolt and cleaning up the bolt. And then for that, I'm just gonna use my tray here, just so I can kind of keep everything in one spot and not lose anything. So, get the tray set up here. I'm trying to make room on the table. This table is perfect for an AR, but yeah, it's kind of hard to work around everything else that you need. Especially if you got a camera trying to fight with you. All right. So now, put all my chemicals up here, my COP. Okay, so now working on the bolt. Oh, this is my bolt. I shot this AR15 yesterday. I put about 120 rounds through it. I put 5.56 through it and 2.23. I just kind of like shooting both just because. So back to our little tool here. The little hook slides out, and then this little hook is meant just to grab this pin. Grab your Carter pin, pull that out, flip it upside down. The little ting you heard, that was just the little firing pin coming out. So now, see, twist this, pull this out, and then here's your bolt. So now I like to take a little bit of the gunk blaster. I'll grab my liquids tray here so I don't get liquids all over the place. But the gunk blaster, this is really good for getting off the carbon buildup and everything. Just some sprays. I like to get inside there too. So if there's any buildup or anything, this gunk blaster is really just gonna knock it out. Grab some patches here. Well, you can use paper towel, you can use patches. It's kind of up to you. Me personally, I like to use patches because it doesn't leave so much debris and everything behind, because that's the type of stuff that really, you know, will clog up your firearm and everything. So, and the purpose for this stuff is this is protecting your life. Or you're hunting with it, you're trying to eat, whatever it is, you just want to make sure you take the best care of it. So I like to use just these little square patches. And I only put 120 rounds through this thing yesterday, but you seen the patch was white, and now it's coming back. Look at that. So that gunpowder and everything, that stuff, all the lead and the burned and unburned powder, all that stuff is, yeah, you know, it'll dirty up your firearm. So just a couple quick wipes. And now this is where the carbon boss comes in. So on the part of your bolt action here, just stick that in. Give it some turns. And I don't really think it makes a difference, but I always like to flip this around because you see the brushes on the inside, you know, it looks like they're kind of going, you know, different directions. So I just flip it just to be flipping. I doubt it makes a difference, but I'm cleaning it. I'm here. Why not, right? So that's that. Now flip this little piece up here, and then you can actually take your bolt and you can clean off in between the fins right here. And you don't got to get too down and dirty with it, just a couple good scrapes. And that gunk blaster does a really good job of actually like loosening this stuff up and everything. All right, that's that. This here, take this little piece here. See, I just flipped it up. Stick on your bolt. Flip it forward. Then just spin it. And as you're turning it, this is getting rid of all of that carbon that's around that edge right there. And you can kind of hear it grinding too. That's just knocking all that stuff out. Yeah, you can kind of see just a little bit of that buildup on there. And that's the stuff that just came out off of it. So, all right, but yeah, it looks pretty good. We'll set this to the side, and now we'll bring up our bolt, the rest of our bolt assembly, I should say. And now, you know what, let's just shoot a little bit of gunk blaster down in there, just to kind of get stuff loose and going. Now, take this tool here, just stick it down. And this does a really good job of getting down in there. It's actually in the bolt. And just spin it. And you can see, yeah, it pulled out some gunk. See, you can kind of barely see on the tip there, the black residue. I'm gonna wipe it off now. Yeah. You can kind of see some fouling on there. So, all right, that's it. Oh, one more thing I need to show you here. So this little brush, just flip this brush out. And, you know, use it to wipe everything down. Or, let's see. I like to close it on there. Do something like that. Or even, you know, if you got some extra fouling, just do it like that. All right, now our firing pin. This is our firing pin here. This is what hits the primer to actually causes the shot to go off. So let's keep that clean. And then you can inspect your firing pin to make sure that, you know, it's still good. It has a decent tip on it, enough to push through and hit that primer. So for this, just take a patch. I already sprayed it with the gunk blaster. So take a patch, just kind of wipe it down. There we go. You just want it nice and shiny, nice and pretty looking. All right, the assembly, just gonna spray this down too, just in case there is any extra gunk or anything on there. All right, there we go. Okay, so now to the actual AR now. So for this part, I already sprayed the bore foam in there. So now I'm just gonna take my gunk blaster, stick it into the hole, and just spray out any bore foam that's left. All right. So I'm gonna show you another one of my favorite toys here. So along with the AR15 kit, it comes with one of these plastic screwdriver looking things. So with this, I like the, you know, it has this brush. It's an AR15 bore brush here. Just screw it in. Oh, there we go. So now, let's actually flip this around. So now, we'll be coming in from the side here, but bring it in just like this. And it's kind of dark in there, you really can't see too well. Yeah, just stick it in just like that. And then now, just push it all the way in. it some turns. And pull it out. And this is a brush, so you're not going to be able to see too much debris and stuff on there, but trust me, it came off. There's a lot that came off. So now we'll take this brush here off. And then with this attachment, it comes with, I lost the thing already. Here it is. So it comes with this little piece here. So attach this piece on. And then what's funny is this little cloth piece here, like if you need more, then on the tip of the brush here, on the tip of the driver, you unscrew that. And there's actually more of those on the inside. So when you buy this kit, there's a few of them that actually come with it. So now for this part here, I like to use the COP oil. I like to use the COP oil because it's just a little thicker than the COP aerosol can, so it's not so runny. And not so runny, a little bit thicker, that means it's just a little bit less of a mess to clean up. So now, just, you know, you can douse this pretty good. All right, close that up. So now, stick that in there. And everywhere that brush hit, you're just pretty much just lubing all that up in there. And spin it a couple different directions. Pull it out. There you go. So now if you want to, you can, you know, we'll start prepping this to put back together. And so I like to just take just a little bit of COP. We already shot the gunk blaster in there. We shot the bore foam in there first. So now we'll just start oiling all this up. And the Radiant Raptor, the charging handle, I like to just throw a little bit of oil on there too. You know, like I said, it's not going to hurt anything. So just a small thin coat, like so. Rub it on, rub it around. And I'm not sure if I gave this a wipe or not. So since we're here, we got everything open. Let's just give it a quick wipe. All right, we'll toss this back in there. I'll spin this back around this way. And we'll come back down here. So we're not going to be making too big of a mess with the liquids now, so I feel comfortable getting that tray out the way. So now we're back here. And let's focus. All right. So now back to our bolt assembly. So here's our firing pin. We'll start by dropping the firing pin in there. Yep, that fell all the way in. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a step. Let's get this bad boy in there first. And let's hit it with a little bit of the COP. And we can go with some of the runnier stuff, the aerosol. And the good thing about this is, for right now, I'm just gonna put a little bit of COP on this end, just on this tip, and just kind of oil it, move it around. Now drop it back in there. And now this is our ejection side, the side with the dip in there. That's the ejection side. So you want on your bolt there, you want this piece here with the shorter fin on it. You want that pointed out towards your bolt side, or your ejector side, excuse me. So there we go. Now put this piece here in. I've taken this thing apart I don't know how many times and never had an issue. And the first time I started shooting a video, I'm having issues. Alright. Got the little piece stuck in here. Trust me, it's not that hard. For whatever reason, I'm just having issues today. Okay, that's in there. Got it oiled up. I'll put a little bit of oil on this piece here too. Like I said, I'm just putting just a little bit of oil on here just to get everything seated and installed, and then we'll deal with the rest later. We'll do a final oil job in a couple minutes. There you go, got that piece in, spent it. Now let's get this piece in, get our firing pin in. There we go, that fell down in there. All right, now I'll get the pin back in, and this just locks everything in so it doesn't come flying out. So boom, that's in there. And then this is the reason why I said, George, just gonna put just a little bit in there, because now you see the holes right there. Now we'll just take a little bit of the COP oil, and you see just enough to make it shiny. That's all you need. And work it back and forth, and you can feel how nice and smooth that's gliding now. Yeah, I think that's the only one. So I like to oil it when the rod is out, then push it in, and then just a little bit more oil there. So that way you just oil it on both sides. And now just take the little oil that's left over, just wipe it down. You want this shiny. If you can hold it straight up and down like this and you can see oil running, that's too much oil. You don't want that much COP on there, because then that's gonna collect and track a bunch of dust, debris, extra carbon buildups. It's gonna build up quicker. But anywhere that metal's gonna be sliding on metal or plastic, I like to just shine it down. All right, that's that. All right, looking good. All right, I'll go ahead and put this back inside of the AR. Like this. Drop it forward. And I really don't do too much, with cleaning in there. It's not too necessary, but I'm just going to throw just a little bit of oil in there, just above the trigger on the springs, because yesterday when I was shooting it, it did seem like it was kind of fighting me just a little bit. So I didn't put a lot, just a couple little sprays. So that's it. So now I'm going to remove the pivot tool here. I'm going to use my carbon boss, use the little pin on there, push this out. So now the AR15 is back assembled and clean. And that's cleaning of the AR15 Smith & Wesson Volunteer Series DMR. All right, you guys remember, take care of your firearms. They'll take care of you. And as always, stay ready.